Okay, we've got Rob from Arizona. He's got a question. How do I increase my cash? Well, it's not a simple answer. The biggest, I guess the fastest way to get to a short answer for you is if you do not have a surplus in working capital, you'll never accumulate cash in your business. I've talked about working capital in the past. I'll just touch it again. Look at all your current assets. Look at all your current liabilities. Whatever the gap between that number is, that's your working capital actual. If you're in a position to measure your working capital required, that would mean you'd have to take your sales, divide it by the number of days you're open. You do that, it tells you how much you bring in revenue every day. Take your accounts receivable, divide it by how much you bring in revenue every day. It's going to tell you on average how many days it takes to collect your money from the point you get a sale to the point you get it back. From there, you got to look at the daily expense of your business. How you do that is you take your total sales, deduct your profit that you made, or if you happen to have a loss, you add your loss, divide that by the same number of days, 250. That's going to tell you your daily cost. So if we know what our accounts receivable days are, we know what our daily cost is, that's going to give you your working capital required. You take those two values. If you're in a surplus, in other words, what you need and what you have puts you in a position that you have a surplus, your company will accumulate cash. If you happen to be in a deficit in those numbers, your cash will never, ever increase. It will actually constantly robbing Peter to pay Paul. And the only way to offset that is actually profit. It's post-tax profit that you leave in your company. If you don't leave the post-tax profit in your company, your working capital will never accumulate. If you're in a surplus though, Rob, you are able to take money out of your company, only if you're in a surplus situation. If, however, you take money out in a deficit situation, you're absolutely going to damage your company. I hope that helps.